I'm here on the new Victory Vision Street touring machine. Beautiful Northern California, just after a day of rain. So far I've been through hours of rain, hours and hours of highway-filled gusting winds. To be exact, the 5 freeway towards Sacramento. Wonderful flat straight road. So we've experienced a lot of different conditions. A little bit of warm, a lot of cold. Speaking of cold protection from the new Vision, the fairing, which of course on the deluxe model is adjustable, as you see here, which is great. I wouldn't want it without the electronically controlled windshield. Great feature on any bike. But in normal conditions, say around town, commuting, the fairing does a really good job. Sometimes we like the fairing down. Sometimes we like it fully up. It just depends on conditions and so forth, what we've liked. So the adjustment is usable versus, say, one position being very loud, the other working on some bikes. Pretty much, and you can adjust it in between for your height and everything else and your vision. We've used it a lot through the rain, both all the way up and down just far enough so we could see over it, and it worked really well. As far as gusty winds on major highways out on the open road, well, I'd want a little bit more from a windshield on a touring bike than this provides. That would mean it would have to be a bigger, less stylish windshield to do so. But out on the open road with winds and so forth, we could certainly use a little bit bigger of a windshield. The full fairing upper part of the bodywork protects you wonderfully, full protection all the way. One very notable feature is that most bikes have a wind flow through the tunnel here, through the forks, and out to the rider. This bike puts out no wind to the rider. There's no air coming through here. So when things get warm, this bike doesn't offer a lot of relief. The windshield down all the way gives you a little bit of wind flow, but not a strong head-on wind to cool you off. That'd be asking a bit much of a touring bike. But it does get warm, and when you get, say, 80 degrees, you start getting heat from the engine going around town and so forth. Very hot, lots of air rising up between the bodywork right to your legs. As far as the cold goes, upper part is very good. As I said, the fairing could offer a little bit more in windy conditions. Down below, your legs get a little bit cool, not fully protected. The air kind of comes around and gets to them. And your feet get a little cool as well. Not bad. I mean, I've been in severe temperatures many times and for many hours on this bike, and it's not bad. Just we noticed lower leg here, and the feet get a little bit less protection than on some bikes. Now, handling, I'll just talk since I'm on a road like this. Handling's very good. It's very stable. The chassis feels firm. There's not this wobbling you get on some bigger cruisers or some touring bikes. You know, you do something and it feels like this. Well, it's very precise. It's actually pretty easy steering without being overly so that you go too far when you do something quick. It reacts well, and it gives you a lot of confidence. I mean, we've been in the rain, we've been in the forest, we're logging roads, and, you know, very detrimental roads where you really have to be paying attention and careful because they get very slick. And bike has been very confidence inspiring. You know, the power delivery, same thing. You know what it's going to do, not worried about anything breaking loose easily. It's been very good. It's one of the bike's biggest virtues, actually, is good handling. And just coming up the backside of this hill on a rough, faster forest road, suspension once again is doing a really good job on a rough road. I'm not fully loaded now. One rider, of course. And what we had done on the highway with full load, one rider, backpack, bags full, we moved the shock up to 30 pounds. And it worked well, handled well, but found that we lost some of the cush of the suspension. So I have gone back to 25 pounds for this ride, actually. And through that last section, bumpy road at speed, felt really good. I got a controlled ride. It took a cush out of it and the bumps, and no clearance issues. Not that I was really pushing that aspect of things. I mean, this road here, you know, it's bumpy, rolly at this point, but the bike feels really solid. Nothing strange going on. Now, I've been on this road years ago, and it tends to open up partway through here. I was on a dual sport bike, so hopefully I didn't have to take any dirt to get through, or stream crossings. But one of the things I really like about the windshield is when you've got it up, great. But for roads like this, exploring, just taking it easy, put the windshield all the way down, it opens up the view, no windshield. You can just really take in the beauty, or as I said earlier, get a little bit more air to you. Very nice to be able to adjust the windshield. You know, it's roads like this and conditions like this that really test a bike. A lot of bikes will start to freak you out. You'll be worried about the traction they get, or maybe how hard or weak their brakes hit, or how slowly they hit. And since day one, the Vision has shown very good characteristics. The brakes don't hit overly hard, but if you grab them hard, they react. They are quite strong. They're linked brakes in that the rear brake actuates one puck up in the front brake out of 3. The front brake, however, is not linked to anything. It actuates on its own the 2 other pucks on the front brake. So you have a linked rear brake is probably the best way to put it. So going into a corner, in a situation you're not sure of the handling, you can just drag the rear brake and it really will settle the bike. And I've done that numerous times. Or even accelerating out of a corner in the rain, just foot on the brake slightly like I'm doing right now, keeps the bike still and steady. Hard to move it around. So, and under better control, kind of an off-road type of skill that works fabulous on the street. Accommodations while in the Northern California Fort Bragg area provided by the motorcycle-friendly Surf and Sand Lodge. Check them out. Accommodations while in the Northern California area provided by Holiday Inn Express, Fortuna, California. Gateway to the Redwoods, this hotel offers a step up in comfort for a very relaxing stay.